What's up, everyone? On the eve of the NFL draft, I thought it might be a good idea to take a look at what the Eagles could possibly do with their 21st pick. This is going to be what I think they're going to do, what I'd like them to do, and one prediction of something that seems ridiculous, and a lot of people might not even want it because there's a lot of bad rhetoric about this guy, but the way I see the draft shaping up, it might actually happen. So, the Eagles have the 25th pick, and when I look at their needs, I see two glaring needs. Depth at offensive or defensive tackle. What I would like them to do, instead of going defensive tackle, is go offensive tackle. So this is what I'd like them to do. I would like them to... Jonah Williams and Jawaan Taylor are not going to be there. So the three guys that could possibly be there at 25 are Andre Dillard, Greg Little, or Cody Ford. Out of those three, Andre Dillard looks the most comfortable in that position. The absolute most comfortable. Cody Ford is a close second. The odd man out for me is Greg Little. Even the guys that they could target, they could skip over offensive tackle and just target Tytus Howard. Might not be there, especially with the talk that I hear of him going in the first round. They might even just go after Tytus Howard in the first round. And honestly, I'd like to have Tytus Howard over Greg Little. I know Greg Little, a lot of people seem to like him. When I watch his tape, too often he's facing the sideline. Where I like to see guys who can face north or south. Face north until you absolutely need to flip your hips and push the rusher past the quarterback. That's what I like to see. Greg Little seems more like a guard to me instead of a tackle. So I would like to see them go offensive tackle because of demand for offensive tackle, like just what I'm hearing, word of mouth. They might end up going defensive tackle like Christian Wilkins. I don't like them taking Jeffrey Simmons. I know Jeffrey Simmons is a fantastic player, but I'd really like for them to take some. I think there's enough people that they could take now. There's enough options to be able to take someone that can start and be put in the rotation now. I know it would pay off in the end, but they have Hector, and I think his name is Bruce Hector, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they're more so like goal line defenders. So they might end up going defensive tackle just because of the demand I'm hearing about for offensive tackle. Although when I look at the draft, I see a lot of teams that want to take quarterbacks, so I could see a scenario where 4 quarterbacks come off the board, which is just ridiculous. I see teams that need defensive end. I don't really see the tight end. I don't see T.J. Hawkins. He's fantastic, but I don't see him going that high. Although he could. I could be totally wrong. But and Noah Fant. I don't really see Noah Fant going that high either. If you get more saturation with QBs, tight ends, more people looking at defensive ends, then yeah, you could definitely go offensive tackle. I don't really, honestly, okay, so I think that there is a good chance of them taking offensive tackle as well. If Greg Little is the guy there, just wait, you know? And you don't even have to go Tytus Howard in the second. He might not even be there at 53 in the second. You could take, I think his name is Yadni Kajust. You could even wait, because honestly, I like him better than Greg Little too. He you know, needs a little bit of development, but honestly, I see the core set of skills there for him. I think Greg Little also has good skills. He just doesn't look that commanding in that position. So I'd like to see him go offensive tackle. I think they might go defensive tackle. But in a close second, offensive tackle is certainly not off the board. That brings me to my last point, is the bold prediction that I think might happen. So just hear me out first. It's this nagging feeling that I think they might end up taking Rashan Gary. A lot of people are not really too sure about Gary because of his lack of production. When you actually look at his tape that he missed some time in the middle of the season, and yeah, he doesn't have as many QB pressures as, say, like Winovich. He doesn't have the number of sacks aren't there, but on running plays, teams are consistently running away from him. Whatever side he's lined up on, they are literally running away from him. Virtually every single running play is away from him. On pass plays, sometimes this is my critique of him. This is my con. He can come in so hot that it's easy for the tackle to just push him past the QB. It's very easy. He very much just bull rushes the whole time. So it's very easy for him to come in hot and the tackle just pushes him right past. I have seen him also just literally stood up too. I've seen that happen as well, more than I'd like to, but most of the time, or the majority of the time, he is consistently marching the tackle backwards, consistently. And I know people want to say he was double, triple team, maybe in 2017. I didn't really look at the tape then, but looking at it now, I don't really see that as much. I don't see him getting double teamed, and I really didn't see anything triple teamed, but of course I didn't look at every single game that he's playing. So I don't think that's a good argument. And being put in a position to make plays like people say that Winovich is, I don't think that's a really good argument either. He does, in my opinion, wreak havoc. I mean, if you're constantly pushing the pocket backwards and collapsing it, yeah, I think you're definitely wreaking havoc, and that's pretty important, you know, to have a QB constantly under pressure. You don't have to get to them every single time. Yeah, you'd like to see your guy get to him, but you don't have to get to the QB every single time. So he can definitely be pushed past the quarterback, and I've seen him stood up, but most of the time he's marching his guy backwards. Whoever he's up against, he's literally just marching them backwards. And on running plays, teams are constantly running away from him. If they pick him, I'm honestly not going to be upset about it. I think that he's going to be a good talent at the next level, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. So that's it. I think I'd like them to go offensive tackle. They might. I think they will actually go defensive tackle. Or with all the talk about Rashan Gary slipping, I think it's possible that they might actually take him if he's there. I know he's a freak athletically, but he is almost like a Brandon Graham, where he is constantly getting QB pressure. It doesn't show up as pressure, but he is definitely making the pocket smaller, definitely making it harder for the QB to feel comfortable in that pocket. But that's it. That's what I think they're going to do with the first pick. So anyway, thanks for watching.